Astro. We are jointly working under this project sponsored by West Bengal State DST under the supervision of Dr. Amulesh Shamanto, and we are from Jadavpur University, Department of Pharmaceutical Technology.
Okay, thank you.
And we are pursuing PhD currently in the first year.
So, currently working with the ATCI project. I'm from Jadavpur University, Department
And you are also pursuing PhD.
of I completed Masters in Microbiology.
Very good. Your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. This is our project entitled Fabrication and Characterization of Natural Polysaccharide-Based Biodegradable Localized Spongy Scaffold, a potential role in augmenting wound healing. Coming to the motivation and rationale behind choosing this kind of work, you can see some data related to the occurrence of wound in India as well as worldwide, and the count is ever rising. Morbidity related to wound deaths is quite high, and you can see a pie chart diagram here which depicts the dressing material or advanced wound care management tools market, and you can see traditional as well as advanced therapy has their fair share. According to NIH Research Portfolio Online Reporting Tool, wound is listed now as a separate category. Wound care product market is expected to reach $15 to $22 billion globally by 2024. In India, as we know, wound care is mainly managed traditionally. Everybody knows about turmeric application and all. However, now many advanced systems are also coming into play, but these come at a hefty price. Available advanced treatment options are not affordable. So this is where there is a need for developing a cost-effective advanced wound care tool.
Coming to the complications of natural wound healing. When you say wound healing is not the everyday catch and scratch of the which is occurring, and it's healed by the natural process. When we are talking about wound, that means it has penetrated the damaged layer and it caused the damage to the blood vessels. So that in that case, you have to apply the secondary intention, that is wound dressing. In the complications, there is the deficient scab formation, low moisture and wound adhesions. There is a huge difference in scab formation and their moisture content that causes the damage of the wound site. So it penetrates microbial pathogens inside the wound body and it causes secondary infection. And one of the problems is wound exudate accumulation, that is the fluid secretion by the wound surface, and it accumulates at the site, so it causes severe gangrene and tissue necrosis. So what we have done, that we have prepared a sponge made up of locust bean gum and gelatin. Locust bean gum is obtained from carrot tree, which is prevalent in Mediterranean region, and it is usually market available and is used in food processing industries as a thickening agent or gelling agent. So it has a good potential as a biocompatible polymer, and gelatin, which is derived from collagen, and we have combined these two polymers as well as with cross-linked glutathione to prepare this sponge, and which augments the wound healing process of the body. What should be the desired characteristics of this type of sponge? That is, it should be a biodegradable polymer, biocompatible, non-toxic, and it should prevent the microbial infection at the wound site, and it should also be hemostatic. So what is the proposed mechanism? This sponge will provide the moist wound bed so that the cells from around the wound sites, like epithelial cell and damaged layer, can proliferate through the wound bed and augment the healing process. And it will prevent the secondary infection. And this is the dressing, and it will prevent the microbes to enter into the wound site, and it will accelerate the angiogenesis process and collagen maturation.
Coming to the drug that we have used, it is resveratrol. It is widely used as an antioxidant in traditional medicine, and as we know, during the inflammatory phase of wound healing, various reactive oxygen species are released which need to be neutralized, so the use of this kind of a drug. Now very briefly, coming to the methodology, we have blended together locust bean gum and gelatin, and then glyceraldehyde is added as a cross-linker. After a homogeneous mixture is obtained, resveratrol is added, and then it is pre-freezed overnight and lyophilized to get a composite spongy scaffold. Next, physicochemical and biological evaluation of the sponge is done. These are some of the preliminary studies that we have done, falling into two categories: physicochemical characterization and biomedical properties. of the biomedical properties such as activity, antimicrobial activity, and microbial penetration activity. Some of the results of the instrumental analysis. A requisite for a good scaffold should have a porous network interconnected structure which was confirmed by scanning electron micrograph. As you can see, some pores can be seen. Chemical characterization of the sponge was done using FTIR. LBG, gelatin and resveratrol showed their characteristic peaks as well as some new bands were observed, which might be due to the cross-linking between the polymers facilitated by glutaraldehyde.
One of the other physical properties the sponge should have, that is swelling characteristics and retention capacity. Why swelling is needed? Swelling is needed because it would apply it in the bare wound side. So when we apply the sponge, it should have absorbed the wound exudates in a large quantity. So our prepared sponge has shown 1085 to 1385% of swelling absorptivity. So it is a very good point to be noticed. And if you keep the moist environment at the wound site, and retention capacity, when it absorbs the wound exudates, it should retain the water absorbed or the fluid absorbed in that site for quite a long time. So we have performed the retention capacity, and our sponge has retained 94% to 66% of the wound exudates that it has absorbed previously. So you can see that when you apply this sponge on the bare wound site, it would prevent the water loss due to its microstructure is so dense, and it would prevent the rapid loss of the water.
As I said, reactive oxygen species are produced during wound healing which should be neutralized, and thereafter an antioxidant activity was performed with both the intact and the crushed sponge loaded with the drug. And as reported earlier in literature, leucostriene gum itself has some kind of antioxidant activity, and it acts synergistically with our drug resveratrol and ensures good antioxidant activity. The formulation was subjected to DPPH free radical scavenging assay, and activity fell in the range of 75.55% to 96.28%. Now coming to porosity. Porosity was found to be very good, 92.1%, and porosity is important because the wound exudates should need to be absorbed into the sponge and keep the wound bed area semi-moist.
And it would also allow the nutrients secreted by the body or the other fluids to pass through the sponge quite easily, so that the tissue migration, cell migrations can occur very easily.
Now, as we have loaded a drug, we need to check its entrapment efficiency as well as its in vitro release. In vitro release was performed in phosphate buffered saline of pH 7.4 in a France diffusion cell apparatus, and it was found to be prolonged over a period of time, over a period of about 6 to 8 hours. Slowly the antioxidant drug was released, and the drug release data was fitted into various kinetic models, and according to the best fit data, the regression of which the regression coefficient was found to be best was Forstner-Picas model, which exhibits that the drug release follows that of a polymeric matrix, similar to that of a polymeric matrix.
So this is the antimicrobial profile of the prepared sponge. This is the antimicrobial profile that the tested organism is Bacillus subtilis, Escherichia coli, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, and Staphylococcus aureus. We have prepared the 8 mm disc with a cork borer we use in microbial testing, and we have found that the zone of diameter is minimal. So we are trying to improve the antimicrobial property, and it is a significant antimicrobial property which will keep the wound area free from bacterial colonization or the bacteria which have invaded already during the time of the wound occurrence. There is microbial penetration property. It is a very important property to prevent the secondary infection, that is the invasion of the microbes after the application of the dressing. We have prepared the nutrient drops, that is the open tube which causes the entering of the bacteria in that tube. So it has caused a viscous medium, and we have covered the top of the tubes with the prepared sponge, and it has shown the clear nutrient broth. That means there is no bacterial colonization in the broth. So this is a conclusion of our little bit work, and we are trying to future commercialize this product as an effective wound care management tool as a cost-effective media management tool, because all the world is running towards making scarlet wound healing and all, and we are trying to develop this tool as a primary healthcare tool. So everyone can afford this tool as a primary healthcare, and this composite sponge has a good release profile, so it will release the drug in a controlled manner, so that keep the area in a micro-free state for quite a long time. So as this prepared sponge keeps the area moist, so it will augment the healing process, and also this study is an emerging platform for other tissue engineering research in future. Our future work is to evaluate the efficacy of the sponge on the cells, like epithelial cells, the dermal fibroblast cell lines, and we are trying to evaluate this wound healing effect on the animal model too. We are trying to doing this on the rat model, and we will be doing it soon.
Thank you very
And
much.
we would like to acknowledge Department of Higher Education and the Department of Science and Technology and Biotechnology, West Bengal, for funding our project. And these are the references which we have referred to. And thank you.
Thank you.
Question from the audience. Professor Rai.
So, show me the slide where the test tubes and you have mechanical barrier.
Yeah.
So what happens in a real life scenario, when you put such as a mechanical barrier, it merely never work as a mechanical barrier because there are exudates over the wounds. There are exudates, and as you said, it has the swelling property. It absorbs those exudates, and it has the gelatin. Okay, so when it absorbs the exudates, gelatin is nothing but the proteinous components, right? Collagen, denatured collagen. So they really work as a harbor for the microbial growth.
Sir, what is
Just
sponge?
outside it is in the dry conditions, right? So because it is in a dry condition, somehow it is working as a mechanical barrier. But in a real life scenario, because of the exudates, which they will absorb now over the protein surface, the microbial growth.
So one thing
Sir,
that the sponge.
actually, animal studies, not exactly this kind of formulation, hydrogel films and all, with polymer have been done in our lab, and in vivo studies have been carried out, and the sponge when applied on bare wound site, excisional wound model in male blister rats, it has been done. It is seen that the sponge is giving better results than marketed Tegaderm.
No, it will keep results. I'm not talking about that it will not
And
help
that
in the
microbial-
wound healing. It will help in the wound healing, but the experimental thing to show that 7 days incubations, no, that particular experimental model is not accurate actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll try to.
Actually, sir, the sponge contain the antimicrobial property itself.
It will
So,
work. It will really, gelatin is there.
Antimicrobial property. What you are trying to show is that the microbe is not entering into the
Exactly.
system.
It is just
But
empty.
when you are putting it
On the internet.
over a
but
not
the
only
real
that,
life
it
scenario
will absorb the
will differ.
exudates, and in the exudates there will be proteins, there will be cells, blood cells, and due to that the microbes will start grow over the surface.
Actually, the
or
main
surface
analysis
level.
should be that the porosity of the sponge should be lower than the diameter of actual cell, so it cannot penetrate the wound site. Which is
No,
very
not
lateral.
like that. What happens, gelatin itself is a food for them.
Yeah.
Okay, gelatin itself is a food for them.
Also the protein molecules will be
The
there.
proteins are there, na, so microbes will happily grow over that sir.
Basically,
But it will help in,
so-
brilliantly it will help in the wound healing, that is
Yeah.
true. Okay,
And,
rather your own sponge, you can coat it with something else,
Yeah.
another one, maybe another top layer, maybe CLC. Fine, CLC is also FDA approved material, carboxymethyl cellulose, something with a barrier, okay? So that microbes cannot do that, the way cannot penetrate, the way you are telling, like, this porosity should be less than the bacteria and all. So that will serve your purpose.
There should be a packing
When
layer.
it comes
Packing
to the
layer.
product, it should have a adhesive.
Packing
Now
layer.
one packing layer will prevent the microbial
Without that, you
it
cannot,
will brilliantly help in the wound healing, there is no doubt. Gelatin is there,
This
gelatin is there.
drug release model, the basic principle why we are doing any modeling for the drug release systems is that we have to take only 60% of the release data. Okay, and you have taken all from 0 to 100%. So this is not correct. Because all the models, if you see, they have they will write that this model is valid only when you fit it over 60% of the maximum drug which is released. Okay, so that means you have to fit it up to the 60% release. This thing. You getting my point? The same with this cross-source related. So, what happens to the first one? What is that state line?
So that is the in vitro release data.
No, what is that state line? Why you first line is your release data. Why the second line?
The dotted straight line
Dotted state line.
in both the graph.
Regression.
Huh?
So,
Actually, it was not required.
And another important thing is your given the release data, there is no standard deviations.
One time of done or?
Yeah, we'll be doing it later on with other formats.
What is the role of reservoir and
It's a
antioxidant.
moderate antimicrobial agent which has good antioxidant properties. So we are trying to develop the spawns using other antimicrobials also.
Synthetic antimicrobial standard
The
monosols.
resveratrol is, as an antimicrobial, is not very effective.
Not very effective. It has only some effect on body microbial.
Antioxidant effect eventually. It has moderate antimicrobial, not much.
Actually, sir, when you see the cost of this product,
It is very high.
no, actually, sir, the gram and the gelatin cost is very low. It is around 2 to 3 rupees only. The gelatin is the main costly reagent that we have to use. So we are trying to change that into other antimicrobial agents also.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to